And welcome everybody to tonight's Week 3 Bragging Rights series brought to you by Garmin Properties here at Kokomo, as we've got a special one for you. We're going to be running the Smackdown all in one night at Kokomo in the 410 non-wing sprint cars. Should be a lot of fun. We got a lot of really good drivers as they are out on the track right now running in the track, and we will have qualifying for you here in just a few moments. So sit back and enjoy the show because it should be a good one. Alright, as the guys run in the track, tonight's format's going to be a little bit different than what we typically run. So, like I said, we are going to be running the Smackdown format tonight. Now, for those of you who have never seen the Kokomo Smackdown, it is probably one of the cooler events in all of dirt racing. Now, typically, they do it over 2 nights. Tonight, we will be doing it over 1. It'll be kind of a smashed in condensed version. So the way that it'll work is we'll have qualifying like we always do. The top 8 cars from qualifying are going to go directly to the feature. Now those 8 cars are going to do what's called a King of the Hill. So they will be seeded based on their lap time, and then they will run head to head in a 3-lap shootout until basically one remains. Alright, so it's like a tournament style, knockout style, head to head. It goes green, white, checkered, and then once we get down to our last person, the last one standing, the King of the Hill, they will start on the pole. After that, we will be running our consolations and heat races to fill out the remainder of the 24 car field. So, like I said, really interesting format, really fun race, and it should be exciting as a really unique way to do a race here in week 3 of the NARC Bragging Rights series presented by Garmin Properties. So, car's still warming up the track, and we'll be back with qualifying in just a few moments. All right, it looks like checkered flag is out on practice, and it is time for qualifying. So, first one out here on the track right now, right along with Bruce Klingen in the 21 car. Klingen running his first lap here on the top side. First lap is a 12.00. Second lap gets a little sideways in 3 and 4. And that's a 12.7. So second quick overall so far for Bruce Klingen. All right, let's see who else we got coming up here next. Okay, so quick time just got laid down by James Tiernan, and on the track we've got Trevor Royer, definitely someone with a shot at getting the fast time here. And he's going to lay down a 11.87, so 11.87. It's going to put him second quick overall, 1/10 of a second behind Tiernan. Remember, the top 8 cars are what you're wanting to get, so you can lock yourself into that King of the Hill run and that feature. All right, top 8. And it looks like we've got everybody qualified, so looks like it's going to be James Tiernan, quick time overall, followed by Trevor Royer, Skylar Brown, Justin Sherman, Bruce Klingen, Jake Sonntag, Joseph Grandy, and Ted York. So those are going to be your top 8. They will go directly to the feature. And if we're looking at the bracket correctly here, it should be Tiernan versus York in the first run for King of the Hill, then Royer and Grandy, Brown and Sonntag, Sherman and Klingen. And then the winners of each will obviously move forward, just like we would do in a tournament, until only one is left. So those guys get to sit back now and enjoy the show. And now it's going to be time for our first heat race, which should be lining up here on the track. And on the pole for heat race number 1, we've got Rylan Gray, and outside of Gray is going to be Randy Post. Then in row number 2, we've got Corey Austin, and outside of Austin is Zachary Miller. Then riding shotgun in the 5th position, we've got Ryan Wagenschutz. All right. Pace truck is off, and we are under green as Gray gets an excellent jump out on the rest of the pack, and he's up on top of that cushion, pulling away from Austin and Miller. Gray gets a little loose in the middle of 3 and 4, is actually able to save it. That slows up the rest of the field, and he's able to actually drive away. So nice save there by Gray and Austin to avoid him. Corey Austin up in second place right now. Oh, gets into the wall, is able to save it, but that's going to open the door. Zachary Miller now looks to the inside, throws that slider, looking to get past Austin there out of turn 4, not able to clear him and make that move as he heads back to the bottom there. As up front, your leader, Rylan Gray, has pulled a huge lead over the rest of the field as he has now got a 2-second gap over second and has pretty much checked out from the rest of the field. Austin keeps tapping that wall, but he's able to hang on to it, not slowing him down much as he's able to keep driving away, even though his right rear seems to be magnetically drawn to the outside wall here at Kokomo. Austin into the wall once again, but that's okay. It doesn't seem to be bothering him too much as he's able to hold on to that second place spot. But he does have Zachary Miller closing in on him here for that second place position. Miller looks to the middle there, trying a different line, but it seems to be the top side to be the dominant line right now as Austin's able to just power away. Back up front, it is Rylan Gray getting the win, followed by Corey Austin, Zachary Miller, and Randy Post. Gonna round out the top 4 there. All right, heat race number 2 is now lining up on the track. All right, starting on the pole for heat race number 2 is going to be Patrick Cobb, and outside of Cobb, we've got Randy Shreves. Then on the inside of row number 2, we're going to have, it looks like, Jared Culbertson, and outside of Culbertson is Julian Valdez, and then starting in the 5th position is going to be Ken Borey. All right, so once again, SDK coming through. Not disappointing with the consistency of a screwed up overlay. I want to thank them again for quality product as we are under green. Cobb pulls away on the start there, able to clear the field and get a nice jump there over Shreves and Valdez as those two are battling for that second place position. Valdez looking to the inside, trying to get around Shreves. Shreves actually found himself a decent line there right through the middle. It's one of the few spots that isn't slicked off, but he is losing some momentum as Valdez throws a slider there and able to get up to that top line as he's now got Cobb in his sights as he's going to try to reel him in here for that top spot here in heat race number 2. Cobb up on the cushion there, running nice and consistent as he's got a quarter of a second lead there over Valdez. Valdez through the middle trying to find a different line there. Seems to be working for him. He is catching him. Oh, as he slides up and they get together. And that actually is going to cost him as that opens up the door for Randy Shreves as Randy Shreves is able to get around him. Cobb had the lead there. Valdez went for the move. I don't think he was actually trying to throw a bomb slider there. I think he just kind of slid up a little too high, and those guys hooked up, got together, which definitely happens when it comes to dirt racing. One of those things that just sometimes is unavoidable. But Cobb looking to reel him back in here, because we've got one lap to go. Cobb looks to the high side and is not going to do it as Randy Shreves gets the win here in heat race number 2. All right, heat race number 3 is now pulling out onto the track and lining up as we've got there we go. That's what I was looking for. Good job there, SDK. Thank you once again. All right, heat race number 3. On the pole, we've got Greg Keppel in the 38 cart. Outside of Keppel is going to be Brandon Garman. Then in row number 2, it is Glenn McTavish. And outside of McTavish is Christian McCartney. Pace truck is off, and we are under green as Keppel running that middle line. Does not move up to the top like everybody else has so far in all the other heat races. That's going to open the door for Brandon Garman. Garman looks to the high side here. Drives around Keppel. Gets his nose out in front. Can he make a stick? He does as he pulls away now, heading down the backstretch into turn 3. Up on that cushion, Garman, your new leader here in heat race number 3. Oh, Garman smacks the wall there with his right rear, but is able to hold on to the lead as Keppel continues to run that middle groove there. All right, your leader here in heat race number 3 is still Brandon Garman. Garman with a 1 second lead over Greg Keppel in second place, followed by McTavish and McCartney. So far, Garman very, very smooth here as he's now moved to the middle of the track. That line seems to be potentially coming in. It looks like the first couple races it wasn't there, and Garman brings home the win. That was really, really cool. There we go. All right, so we're going to try to get the grid up here. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Apparently SDK needs to actually recode our starting lineup. before we could actually show it. So on the pole here for the consolation is going to be Zachary Miller, and outside of Miller is going to be Julian Valdez. Then in row number 2, it will be Randy Post and Glenn McTavish. Row number 3, we've got Jared Culbertson and Christian McCartney. And then in row number 4 will be Ryan Wagenschutz and Ken Borey. All right, pace truck is off, and we are underway as Miller slides up there in front of Valdez going into turn 1. Doesn't get all the way up to the high line, just kind of sticks to the middle, and now he's going to move up to that cushion there in 3 and 4. Valdez down on the bottom side, trying a different line. We've seen a lot of guys try to make that middle work, but it does not seem to come in quite yet. The top still seems to be the faster line of the two here in this consolation. We've got a battle here shaping up for the 3rd position as Randy Post and Glenn McTavish are battling here for the 3rd spot. Post drives around McTavish on the high side, is able to take over the number 3 position, and now looks to pull away as we've got a caution on the track. Let's see if we can check the replay here as to what happened. Oh, and it looks like Jared Culbertson there just got a little sideways as the caution came out. So all right, pace truck is off. Miller leads him back down to green as Valdez looks to the inside, trying to get around Miller there for the lead, but not able to do it. Miller just too fast on that high side. Got too much momentum coming out of that corner as Valdez just can't seem to make that move. Miller right up on that wall with Valdez right behind him as they're battling out here for the lead. Valdez seems to get close there on the entry as he now dives down looking for that slide job. Miller holds tough on the outside, able to get around him. Valdez not able to clear him as he tries it again. Miller gets the run off the corner. Holds on to that lead. This time taps the wall, but still able to power around Valdez. Hold on to that lead here. Valdez throwing another slide job, not able to clear him. Miller just keeps holding on there. This time, Valdez does get around him on the outside, and he gets a little loose coming out of the corner. Miller gets up into him, and there's a caution right at the flag. Valdez got a little loose. Miller slid up. They get together, and right as they were getting ready to take the final lap there, caution on the track. All right, so it's Zachary Miller in the lead, followed by Randy Post, Glenn McTavish, and Christian McCartney. Miller with a good jump there. Zachary Miller out of turn 4 will win tonight's consolation here at the Kokomo Smackdown in the NARC Bragging Rights Series presented by Garmin Properties. So nice run for Miller, as that'll move him, Post, Keppel, and the rest of them to tonight's main event. All right, track is slicking off, getting racy, as we should now be having our I believe our King of the Hill competition. All right, so first up, it looks like we're going to have Ted York and Jake Sonatak, and we are underway. As Sonatak powers around on the outside, gets the lead here, as both of them get a little loose there. Sonatak able to save it. Sonatak this time goes through the middle. York follows them. They do not want to get loose again here, and that's gonna do it as Sonatak gets the win over Ted York, and Jake Sonatak will move on in our King of the Hill competition. All right, next up, it looks like it's going to be Jake Sonatak and Bruce Klingen. And we are underway as Sonatak once again gets a good jump. He slides up in front of Klingen. Klingen looks for the cut down as he gets a little loose coming out of the corner. That's going to cost him just a little bit of time, unfortunately, as Sonatak able to pull away there. Klingon sends her in on the top, looking to see if he can close in the gap, and is not able to do it, as it looks like Sonatag's going to hold on and move on once again. All right, so now we're going to have, it looks like, Jake Sonatag against Justin Sherman. Sonatag in the black number 3, Sherman in the white 00, and we are under green. Sherman to the outside, looking to power around Sonatag, and this time he's able to do it. Sherman up on that cushion. Sonatag trying to catch him, but Sonatag gets a little loose there in 3 and 4. As Sherman up on the top side there, able to pull away and give himself some breathing room over the 3 car of Sonatag. And this time Sherman is going to get the win. It looks like he will move on. So Sonatag had himself a good run there. Got past York. And Klingon. But was not able to get by Sherman. So now Justin Sherman up against Skylar Brown. Sherman is going to be on the inside in the white and black 00, as Brown will be on the outside in the yellow number 10. And Sherman got an excellent jump right there. He heads up to that high side. Sherman gets a little loose there, but so does Brown. They're in 3 and 4 as we've got 1 lap to go. Sherman gets the win over Brown, and he will move on once again. All right. Oh, there we go. That picked the perfect time to pop up. There we go. Now it's off the screen. Okay. Next up, we got Justin Sherman and Trevor Royer. Remember, Royer, your second fastest qualifier overall. One of the better non-wing drivers on the sim. We'll have to see if Sherman can get it done as we are under green. Sherman got a decent start there, but Royal looks to the inside. Sherman's got the preferred high line. Royal are not able to get that run off the corner. Loses a little bit of ground there. Sherman gets a little loose in the corner. Royer looking really good on that high side, but I don't know if he can get or overcome the gap that Sherman's built up with only a half a lap remaining here. Royer dive bombs it on the and is able to not make it. Sherman parks it on the winner's circle. Just a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess. So Justin Sherman, a little bit of damage. I believe he'll be moving on. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know who won that one. We'll have to see who gets the new car first. So it'll be Justin Sherman against James Tiernan. All right. All right, so this should be for the pole position. Sherman on the inside, Tiernan on the outside as we are under green. Sherman got a decent jump there, but Tiernan able to stay right there with him. And oh, that time Tiernan was able to clear him. Sherman did not want to give up the spot, got into the back of him. And that's going to give Tiernan the lead there, as it is now a mere formality, as Tiernan will take the checkered flag and bring home the win in your king of the hill. So Sonatag and Sherman both with a couple of really good runs there, knocking off a few drivers, but in the end, James Tiernan gets the win in the King of the Hill, and he'll be starting on the pole in tonight's main event. All right, as the guys get ready for the feature, we will be back in just a few minutes to bring it to you. You are watching the eSports Racing Network with me, Thomas Brandon. This is the National Auto Racing Club Bragging Rights Series presented by Garmin Properties, and we'll be back from Kokomo in just a moment. All right, as we are getting ready for tonight's main event here at Kokomo, we're going to have 22 drivers in tonight's feature. As the guys are now warming, running in the track, just slicking it off a little bit more. I mean, can you really get a track slick enough? I don't think you can. It's always best when it's really slick. So we're going to see if we can get it, you know, like Ice Capades level, which should be nice. Now, of course, that won't be as nice as it would be if this damn overlay would work. Once again, I would like to thank SDK Overlays for just an outstanding product here. It's been working great. These last couple weeks have really been enjoyable. I gotta say, it's really incredible. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. I really like it. So yeah, just like to thank them for that. So maybe we'll get that thing fixed. Probably not, but that's okay. We'll still have the race anyways. All right, as we are lined up for tonight's main event. Oh, there we go. Miracles can happen. It looks like stuff can work. On the pole for tonight's feature, it's going to be James Tiernan, and then we should have Justin Sherman, I believe. Then it will be... I don't remember the rest. I think that's going to be Skylar Brown, Justin Sherman, Bruce Klingen, Jake Sonntag, and then Ted York, I think so. Yeah. And then we're going to have Rylan Gray, Randy Shreves, Corey Austin, Brandon Garman, Greg Keppel, Patrick Cobb, Randy Post, Zachary Miller, Glenn McTavish, Ryan Wagenships, Jared Culberson, Ken Borey, Christian McCartney, Julian Valdez, and Joseph Grandy. So just a little resetting of the front there as we get the black flags cleared. Pace truck is off, and we should be ready to go green here next time by. So Tiernan and Sherman will be on the front row here. All right, we are set. Let's go racing as we are underway. Tiernan gets the jump there, and he's going to slide all the way up to the top as he tries to get in front of Sherman, who's up on that cushion, and he does, as we've got caution on the track right away. Let's see what we got here on the start. It looks like Culbertson gets just a little sideways there, gets tapped, causes the spin, and that's going to lead to the caution. So tough break for him. So with just one lap in the books, we've got Tiernan, Sherman, Royer, Brown, and Sonntag your top 5, followed by Klingen, York, Gray, Shreves, and Austin rounding out the top 10. Pace truck is off, and we are back underway. Tiernan with a good jump there on the rest of the field, heads up to that high side, and everybody else pretty much follows suit as we've got a freight train of 410 sprint cars up on the cushion here at Kokomo. Tiernan ripping that lip here on the top side as he's slowly pulling away from the 00 of Sherman. Sherman trying to get him in, reel him in there, but just unable to do so as of right now, as Tiernan's got that car working on the top side here. Tiernan, one of the better non-wing drivers on the sim, seems to be doing really, really well here. We are now riding along with Randy Post, who's in 13th position. He's already moved up a handful of spots as he's looking to now get around Randy Shreve there in front of him. Here, barely getting on that throttle. You don't have those big barn doors on top like the wing sprint cars giving you all that downforce. Here you actually have to have some throttle control to keep these things from spinning the tires. Back up front, Tiernan just starting to get into the lap traffic. Oh, and we had some contact there with the leader, as one of the cars that was involved in that caution was sideways trying to get out of the way and just got the leader there, and we'll have to see if that's going to give the leader any damage. His car seems to be okay. Look at that suspension there. Seems to be tracking all right there on the 98 car. Maybe a little damage to the front Nerf bar, but that's all right. You can still race without one of those. You'll be fine. So, good news for Tiernan. Alright. False alarm. We are not going to be going green this time. Lights are back on the pace car. This time we're under green. Tiernan back out up front. Car looked to be a little bit tight going into the corner that time. You have to wonder if that's got a little, if he's got a little bit of damage there, or if he just wasn't able to get that car rotated. That looks a little bit better as Tiernan out front with Sherman all over his backside. Sherman challenging Tiernan for that lead. He's going to look down low on that cut down line, but not able to get it. As these two guys are battling for the lead, Tiernan up on the wall with the 00 right behind him. Each of them trying to make a move. As we've got a battle here for third place as Rylan Gray's looking to get around Skylar Brown. Gray's already moved up 6 positions so far on the race, and he's able to do it as he clears Brown coming out of turn 2. Rylan Gray in the 81 car, who started in that 9th place position, is now up to 3rd and on the podium. Alright, as we are just about at halfway, lap number 15, your leader still is James Tiernan, followed by Justin Sherman, Rylan Gray, Skylar Brown, and Trevor Royer rounding out your top 5. Then we've got Jake Sonntag, Bruce Klingen, Ted York, Greg Keppel, and Julian Valdez rounding out the top 10. Then it's going to be Brandon Garman, Randy Shreves, Glenn McTavish, Patrick Cobb, Zachary Miller, Ryan Wagenschutz, Jared Culbertson, Corey Austin, Randy Post, Ken Morey, Christian McCartney, and Joseph Randy. So that is the running order for your field as of lap 15. As the pace truck is off and we are back underway. This time Tiernan gets a heck of a jump as Gray looks to the inside of Sherman, but not able to make anything happen. Everybody, for the most part, running up on that high side. We do have Julian Valdez down on that bottom side through the middle, trying to get it to work. Valdez has moved up 12 spots so far in the race, so he's definitely found something. And and we've got a caution up front, and that is your second place runner, Justin Sherman. Tough break. We're gonna have to go back and see what happened there. Oh, so Sherman got tapped there in the backside, got spun around. So now up front, it's going to be James Tiernan, followed by Skylar Brown and Trevor Royer. Then Sonntag and Klingen rounding out your top 5. So a little bit of shuffling there up in the top 5 as tough break for Justin Sherman, as that's going to end his night, unfortunately. We are underway. Tiernan up on that high side once again. He's been on the cushion all night long and had it working. Once again, Valdez on the bottom. He's moved up 14 spots. He seems to have something working down low as he's trying to pick these guys off one by one, as we've got a battle here for that 4th place position between Klingen, Sonntag, York, and Valdez. These 4 all battling it out. Klingen with a little tap on the wall there. Sonntag gets into him and he's able to save it. And then Sonntag gets into the inside tire and he's able to drive away. Nice recovery by Jake Sonntag. Those tires will definitely reach out and grab you. Anytime I hit them, I just flip over. I'm never able to just drive away like that. So good job by Jake Sonntag to be able to drive away. But that's going to open up a gap there, as Ted York was the one who came out on top, as he's now in the 4th place position, looking to track down our leaders, which back up front, it is all James Tiernan still, as we've got another caution on the speedway. Let's check out the replay here. And it looks like that was Ken Boring got involved in that accident by the looks of it. So tough break for him. All right, so we're just after halfway as we've got 22 laps completed. And we are back underway. Brown and Royer look to the inside that time, as now Ted York's got his hands full. As Sonatag, Klingen, Keppel, and Shreves all behind him, looking to make a move there. York gets up into the wall, able to pull away though. As York is trying to track down that number 90 car right in front of him. A little scraping of the tail tank never hurt nobody, and it's not hurting Ted York right now as he's trying to catch that top 3. York up on the wall, Sonatag Klingen right behind him, looking to get around him. As Klingen, climbs the wall and is able to pull away. No, he's not, as his car now looks broken. Tough break for Bruce Klingen. Klingen had a top 5 run going and just one little bit of contact with the wall and climbed it, and that took him out of the race. So tough break for Klingen in the 21 as he had an excellent run going tonight. We are back underway as your leader, James Tiernan, still out in front of Skylar Brown and Trevor Royer. These top 3 have seemed to pull away from the rest of the field the entire night, as Brown and Royer have not seemed to have anything for the leader. Sonatag and Garmin now trying a different path as they head down to the bottom. Sonatag goes back up top. Garmin on the bottom, trying to see if he can make up some spots here, as the rest of the field still seems to be running that high side. We got a few guys looking on the bottom, trying to find something. Back up front, it's Skylar Brown all over the backside of James Tiernan as he's trying to get around him there. Brown looks to the inside. Tiernan on that high side with Brown right behind him as he's trying to give himself a little bit of breathing room between that second place car. As we've got just a few laps to go here in tonight's A main event. Tiernan with a little bit of a different line there as he kind of slides through the middle of the track up to the cushion there in 1 and 2. Brown closes the gap there in 3 and 4 as he cuts down off the top. Tiernan sliding up, Brown's cutting down as Brown now looking for the slide job here in 3 and 4s. Oh, when they get together, Tiernan able to get around him, though, on the outside and keep going. As Brown had a run there, but was not able to make the move stick, as we've got just 2 laps to go here this time by. Tiernan has led since the drop of the green flag at the start of the race, as we've got 1 lap to go, as he's got Skylar Brown all over his backside looking to make a move, as Trevor Royer slides up and Brown gets into the back of him and ends his night, as James Tiernan crosses the line and brings home tonight's win in week number 3 of the Bragging Rights Series presented by Garmin Properties. What a finish. Royer went to get around Brown there. Brown came down and got right into the back of him, ending his night. Tough break for Skylar Brown, which opened the door for Royer to finish second and Sonatag to finish third on the final spot of the podium. All right, so of course our results won't show, so why not? I'll just do it another way. So tonight's winner is James Tiernan, followed by Trevor Royer, Jake Sonatag, Ted York, Brandon Garmin rounding out your top 5, and then Randy Shreves, Zachary Miller, Ryan Wagenschutz, Patrick Cobb, Greg Keppel rounding out your top 10. Then it's Corey Austin, Glenn McTavish, Julian Valdez, Skylar Brown, Christian McCartney, Ken Borey, Post, Klingon, Culbertson, and Gray. So, let's see if we can get our winner here into the booth. As we are joined by tonight's winner, James Tiernan. James, heck of a race. You led from start to finish. There in those last few laps, you had a couple of guys breathing down your neck. What were you trying to do there to hold on for that win there in the closing laps of the race?
Pretty much anything I could to keep my car from braking really tight on entry. Earlier in the day, about like first third of that race, there was an incident where someone kind of pulled in front of me. That had bent one of my tires, my fronts, and it just was causing problems for me that whole time. I had to try and fix that problem with the rear bars and or with the rear, rebound and bump, and just kind of took away from drive. And it was manageable, but was not ideal, and somehow still managed to hang on, thankfully.
Well, you were able to hang on. You drove a hell of a race, bringing home the win tonight. So, excellent job on that. Before I let you go, do you got any friends, family, or sponsors you want to thank?
Not those sponsors, Tommy. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank Roofco/Ergot Real Estate, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Jessup Logistics, Paints by the Tuna Can, BS Air, Over the Wall Photography, Catch Fence Apparel, Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, and we also have a link on our Facebook page at Elbows Up Sim Sport if you want to go renew or get a Flow Racing. Go get that television thing, so for next year's Chili Bowl or whatever. Use our code or affiliate code. That would be very helpful to the team and to all of sim racing. And finally, thank you, Tommy, and everyone with SSR for putting this all together. I love running non-wing, and I'll find any excuse to do so.
All right, thanks for coming out, James. We always appreciate having you, man. Good run tonight, and yeah, we'll hopefully talk to you soon, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Catch you around.
All right, that was James Tiernan, your winner tonight, and joining us now, who finished second place, Trevor Royer. Trevor, heck of a run. You ran in the top 3 the whole night. You were able to get that second place finish. What was going on there those last few laps as you were battling with Skylar Brown there for second place?
Yeah, first off, I want to apologize for hitting Skylar there. They Tim and Tiernan kind of pulled away from me there in the last run, and I literally just dove it into one, seeing how close I could get. I was not expecting him to be in the middle of the track. So it's definitely my fault there. I'd hate to do that to anybody, let alone somebody I race with all the time and I'm good friends with. Yeah, I had some damage from earlier in the race, and my car just wasn't handling how I needed it to. I think all of us had some damage though. Overall, track got real technical on the top there. Went to the bottom a couple times and it just wasn't doing what I needed to do either. So I just went back up top, hoping I could outrun those guys, and they were just a little quicker than me. But I'll take second. Congrats to Tiernan on the win.
Yeah, well, overall, you definitely were fast for most of the night, running in that top three, able to pull a second place finish. So, definitely had a good run there. So, before I let you go, man, do you got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, my team, Black Diamond Motorsports, Ultimate Dirt TV, um, Drew Neal 19 Designs, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. Everybody involved in SSR putting this league on, and also the Thursday non-wing league. I really enjoy running with this whole group they got going on here. And Tommy, I didn't know this race was even being broadcasted, so thank you. What is this being broadcasted on, if you don't mind me asking?
It's on YouTube, eSports Racing Network on
Okay, well,
YouTube. Yep,
thank you, and Esports
yep.
Racing Network for putting on the broadcast. I'll definitely going back and watch all my mistakes and the shenanigans that went on in this race. But thank you, Tommy, for everything you do for this league, this organization, School of Sim Racing. Just being a friendly face to newcomers into the dirt track scene is awesome, and I've always enjoyed running your programs.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy it, and we're always glad to have you, man. So, awesome run tonight, and yeah, we'll hopefully see you soon out there on the track.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Tommy.
Yep, have a good one. All right, that was Trevor Royer, tonight's second place finisher, as we are now joined in the booth by your third place finisher, Jake. You were running towards the top five most of the night. You were able to get up onto the podium there at the end. What was going on in tonight's race? Is the track was really technical and yeah, getting really hard to drive there towards the end.
My car was pretty broke there about halfway through the race, but just trying to be patient and just survive at the end there. I mean, definitely had maybe top five at max for what I was running there, but just got lucky at the end there with the accident there that happened and was able to get on the podium. So
Well, you're not alone. So far, everybody that I've talked to, I mean, first and second place, they had broken cars too. So apparently, that's what
yeah.
it took to get on the podium tonight. You break your car and you're able to get up there.
Yep.
So, well, good job pulling a top three tonight, man. Like I said, it was a really technical track and obviously not easy to do with the broken car. So good run tonight. And before we let you go, do you got any sponsors, friends, or family you want to thank?
Thank Narc for putting on the league and everything. Brandon, Bruce, you, Kale, all the guys on SSR Elite there for putting up practice sessions and putting up races for Narc. Definitely a league fun to run, fun to learn in, and always a good time.
All right, man. Well, awesome run tonight there, Jake. And we'll hopefully talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Tommy. Have
Yep.
a good night.
Yep. All right. So that was your podium for tonight's Week 3 Bragging Rights Series event, the Kokomo Smackdown here at, obviously, Kokomo, presented by Garmin Properties. Once again, your winner, James Chernin, followed by Trevor Royer, Jake Sonntag, Ted York, and Brandon Garman, rounding out your top 5 with Randy Shreves, Zachary Miller, Ryan Wagenschutz, Patrick Cobb, and Greg Keppel rounding out your top 10. So that's going to do it for our race tonight. We will be back next week, I believe. I guess I should actually check the schedule before I say that. I'm fairly confident we'll be back next week. But let's double check. Yes, we will be back next week as we will be running the Pro Late Models at Bristol. Good times next Monday night. Join us for week number 4 of the Bragging Rights series. As like I said, we'll be running the Pro Late Models at Bristol, and we'll be broadcasting that live, of course, here on the eSports Racing Network. Once again, my name is Tommy Brandon. Thank you very much for joining us here for tonight's National Auto Racing Club League event. Until next week, I want to wish you, as always, good luck, good racing, take care.